Hey family, listen, you got somebody that's still in your energy, somebody that you walked away and closed the cycle with. This person is now experiencing bad luck. This is somebody that feels like their life is out of control. This is somebody that refused to change, didn't want to change, didn't want to heal, and now they're repeating cycles in their life. They're experiencing misfortune in their life because this is somebody that broke your heart. Somebody that should have been a true love to you. Somebody that betrayed you in the worst way. This is somebody that was either a soulmate or a twin flame connection. But now this person is sitting in sorrow, heartbreak, deep regret because of how they betrayed you, how they mistreated you. And this is somebody that listened to the wrong advice, somebody that did not listen to their intuition or their third eye is blocked, but you listened to your own intuition and you walked away from this person and from this situation. Somebody now is grieving over you, can't move on from you. They don't have any peace. They're blaming themselves, but they're not acknowledging it out loud. They're still blaming you, talking about you out loud, that this is something that you did to them. But this person is now having to watch you in sorrow, experiencing bad karma, move on stably, move on to being content, having your wishes fulfilled, being happy, celebrating life, celebrating your healing. This person now is sitting back there disappointed. They're self-isolating themselves, Spirit is saying, because they know that you're walking away and leaving this behind. This is somebody now that is depressed. They can't sleep at night. They're worrying because they know that they lost the best thing that ever happened to them. They know now that you were abundant. They know now that you were somebody that they were supposed to evolve with, somebody that they were supposed to love, somebody that they weren't supposed to mistreat, manipulate. But now this person is having to watch you level up. You use your intuition to manifest a new beginning for yourself. You have love that's coming in. Somebody that's very compassionate. And you're feeling this about yourself. You're giving yourself self-love. This person, they were reckless. And that's the truth. They're still reckless. They're still in and out. From this person to that person. They're having all kinds of quick hookups, one-night stands with different people. Even if they're involved in a connection, they're not true to themselves. They're not true to the connection. And they're not true to the person that they're involved with. Because this is a third party that they thought was better than you. This is the third party that they felt like the grass was greener. This is the third party that they thought that they were going to have a new beginning with, that they were going to be abundant with. But now they're realizing that they were emotionally manipulated by somebody that is very sneaky, very secretive. They're ashamed, they're embarrassed by what they chose. And now they're in a mood because they want to come back to you. But they're sitting here not being able to escape this hell that they chose with themselves. This is their karma, to be bound to this person because they chose this over you. They chose them over you. They didn't realize that you were the truth. They chose a lie over you. They chose a copycat over you. And now they're wanting to come back and recover something with you. But they resisted a healing. They resisted change. And so now they've stabbed their own selves in the back. They didn't choose you. They wouldn't make a decision. They were avoiding that commitment, and they didn't think before they acted. This is somebody that acted out of haste. This is somebody that acted off of impulse. This is somebody that acted off of raw physical attraction. Now they're realizing that they destroyed themselves when they took this action that they did not think through, that they didn't take time out to realize that this is not what they were supposed to do. Even though it may have felt good at the time, what feels good to you is not always good for your family. Take it how it resonates for you. But now you put your sword up. You're moving on. You're realizing your worth, and you're not letting people play with you in this season because you know that you deserve much more. You found your strength, your courage, and that is the truth. And you're standing up for you, and you're not letting anybody play with you in this season. You're not letting anybody keep you in your head about what's real and what's fake and what's not, that you're making you think that you're crazy, gaslighting you into believe that what you saw, what you heard, or what they did is not the truth. You're moving on. You're choosing you. We have the emperor and the empress out on the table. You're balanced. You're masculine and you're feminine. You're balanced. You're coming into union with yourself. You're loving on yourself. And you're realizing now that it's time for you to move on. It's time for you to explore a new journey. It's time for you to take a new path. You are free. You're not held back from any of this. Don't let somebody else's mental confusion or their lack of control, their lack of having a stable foundation, keep you stuck in your head about them, because Spirit is saying that you've gone in, you've done the work, you've done the healing, you soul search, you've given accountability for what you allowed, you've given forgiveness to yourself, you've given forgiveness to this person for what they did to you, but you're leaning on your intuition, you've done the soul searching, you've done the healing, you've done the work. And that is the truth. Now it is time for you to enjoy success. It's time for you to enjoy new beginnings. You're having a breakthrough. You're breaking through. You've broken through the illusions, the bullcrap, the deceit, the betrayal, the secret competitions that people want to put you in, putting you in rivalry with people that you don't even know, them acting out of ego, them being petty with you, them lying on you, them lying to you. You're no longer invested in somebody that's wanting to bring you back to an older version of you, a nostalgic version of you, based on a nostalgic fantasy that they have, thinking about happy memories from the past. Those times are gone, and you're moving on. You're moving on to something new. You're letting Spirit lead you. You're learning new things. You're meeting new people. You don't have time to stay stuck in a warp with somebody that didn't treat you right, changed on you in a dark way. Somebody that misused you, mishandled you, misunderstood you, manipulated you. And they wanted to keep you stuck in a matrix with them, a matrix of toxicity, a matrix of just low vibrational activities. Somebody that has a lot of addictions and wanted you to be addicted to them and addicted to the things that they do and the way addicted to how they treat you. Baby, that's a trauma bond. Somebody wanted you to be trauma bonded to them, wanted you to be codependent to them the way they are codependent to things, people, places, and behaviors. But Spirit is saying you got a new beginning. You've completed this cycle. You're transitioning from this. This is over with. You're no longer looking back. You're no longer walking back. You're no longer talking about people in the past. You're no longer wanting to be connected to anything in your past, because it is what it is. It is past, over, and done. And you are moving on because justice is here for you. You're being granted a new beginning. You're being given a new timeline of rewards, a new timeline of blessings, a new timeline of life in a different space where you're grateful, you have gratitude, where you're loved and you're loving yourself and you're loving others, where you're understood, where you're accepted, where you belong, family. You're sitting in a Queen of Cups energy. You're very compassionate, very empathetic. You're comfortable, not to a place of complacency, but you're comfortable in the skin that you're in. You're regaining your balance, nurturing on yourself, healing, emotionally stable, balancing yourself, caring for those that care for you, and not worrying about the others that don't and the things that they do. You moved away from this quickly. You're not wasting time anymore. You're moving forward. You're walking in faith. You're releasing doubt. You're releasing worry. You could be an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. You don't have to be. The person that you were dealing with could have been a Gemini, a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Don't have to be. Take it how it resonates for you. But there's a lot of miscommunication here, but somebody wants to come in and communicate with you now, but you're not trying to hear this. You're in your own zone. You're doing your own thing. You're having you got a new passion for life, a new love on life, a new lease on life. You're releasing pain, heartache, deception. You're releasing this. You're relying on your intuition. You're no longer burdened and grieved about the things that people did to you, how they treated you. You're now working towards fulfilling your wishes, becoming emotionally balanced, living in an energy of gratitude. You're living in a positive timeline, and you are attracting happiness, joy, people that want to celebrate your success and not try to destroy your success. You've gone in, you did the healing. You're becoming a new person. And you're walking towards the light. You're not letting people play with you. You're not letting people keep you in regret, in fear, and anxiety. You're not overthinking. You're not being hopeless. You're not binding to trauma. You're binding to love, to freedom, to happiness, to joy. You're moving on. You're being recognized in the spirit realm for who you truly are. Because you've been patient. You release disappointment. You're walking away from the things that no longer serve you. You're leaving behind people that didn't want to honor you. People that tested your boundaries, disrespected your boundaries. Didn't acknowledge, accept, or realize your worth. This is somebody that moved on impulse. Somebody that took action that led them towards a destructive end. Something that they regret now. They realize that it was a mistake. They're seeing you level up from this Queen of Cups to the Empress. They cannot stand it. They're realizing now that there was no justice and no peace in the things that they did. This is what killed this connection. And now they're no longer able to access you. Because why? You're moving on anew. You're not looking back on what was. You're not letting anybody keep you in competitions that with people that don't even compare to you. You cannot compare where you cannot compete where you do not compare. And the people that they put you in rivalry and conflict with, they don't even compare to you, let alone can they compete with you. This may be somebody from their past, could have been an ex that they teamed up with, but it is somebody from their past. This person now is keeping them in a place where they're watching you level up. They're watching you have success and breakthroughs. They're watching you go within and use your better judgment while they're sitting in an energy of the same deception, the same betrayal that they did to you, the same energy stealing that they did to you, the same dishonesty that they had with you, moving strategic with you, trying to trick you, being fake with you. The person or persons that they went to is doing the same with them. They're moving in secret. They're binding their abundance. They bounded their abundance. This person now has lost a contract with you for playing you short, for breadcrumbing you. This is somebody that breadcrumbed you, kept you feeling pessimistic. Somebody that claimed that they love you, They do have a lot of emotion for you, but this person didn't love you the right way. This person held back their love from you. They held back their compassion for you, for somebody else. They changed on you for somebody else. Now they're very emotional about you having this new love, a new beginning, new life, but you trusting your intuition. So somebody now that are very angry. They're having setbacks. They're having delays. They're struggling. Their mind, their energy scattered because they've slept with so many different people trying to appease themselves with instant gratification. They've scattered their energy with so many people that they got people blaming babies on them. Some of them may be theirs. Some of them may not be theirs. They don't know because they laid too many places. They've laid with men and they've laid with women. They've done some very dark things for money. They're still doing some very dark things for money because they need the money to survive, because they played themselves when they left you. They left their abundance and they have experienced nothing but losses, setbacks, delays, detentions, denials, everything that you can think of, because they took the wrong advice. They listened to the wrong people. Trying to be sneaky, trying to be secretive, trying to make you think that they had more than what they had, or that they could do better than you. They didn't do better than you. And they can't do better without you because they're suffering where they at. They're suffering with who they're with. Now they're sitting back, ashamed of their actions, not wanting to face people, staying in and staying away from people, isolating themselves from people. No, they need to come out and face what they did. They did this. They need to take this. They thought you were naive, didn't know that they were the ones that were immature. They were the ones that fumbled an empress and an emperor. Take it how it resonates for you. Somebody that was of high honor. Somebody that was structured and balanced. Somebody that was a natural born leader. Somebody that was naturally protective. Somebody that has spiritual protection, not only for themselves, but for that person as well. This person is now still sitting in illusions, thinking that they're winning and they know they're losing, but they're still trying to convince themselves that they know they didn't do the right thing. But they're trying to convince themselves that even though they didn't do the right thing, they'll be able to come in and fix something with you, balance something with you. They're trying to find the strength, but they know that you're stronger than them. This passion that they supposedly had for you, the way you had for them, they mishandled it. They misplayed it. They didn't read the room right. They didn't understand the assignment. And so now you made a decision, stood in your power, and you made a decision to choose you and walk away and leave this person at the bottom where they wanted to be, because that's where they are. They're at the bottom. They're at rock bottom. They can't get any worse. They're begging and pleading spirit to please send you back to help them. They won't mistreat you, but they're not ready to heal. They want to come back to you the way they left you. You're no longer the person that you were when they left, and they are no longer the person that they were, because now they've digressed. They've fallen. They've relapsed into something very dark, and they can't pull themselves out because they don't have the level of protection, if any, that you had. And they most definitely don't have your protection anymore. When you took back your spiritual protection, called judgment on a situation and a person for the things that they did, released that pain, took accountability for yourself, and gave forgiveness for you and them, and walked away and went the other way, baby, you released this mess. So now they got to face their own karma. They can't be protected by you, because this is what they wished upon for themselves. This is what they wanted. They got what they wanted, and they lost everything that they had in the process. If this is your message, family, let me know. Drop comments down in the chat. Drop a 100 if this message resonates for you. If you need to dig deeper, book a session with me. The information will be at the end of this reading, but you can book a session with me. You can call or text at 346-593-2240. I'm currently running 2 specials. One for $65 half hour. What are they doing now? Find out everything that's going on in real time. This is a live channeled message. If you cannot connect with me live in a live personal session, do not book. Because I've had somebody that done that, and that is not how I operate. The Oracle is very, very hands-on. A session with me is like a reading and a healing session in one. You get much more than just a reading. I don't do surface level readings. And if you're somebody that's wanting something just very impersonal and quick, I'm not your reader. I'm not for you. I love you guys. Keep going. Keep growing. I'll catch you on the next one. And remember, this is Divine Truth Oracle. We do not chase trends. We move timelines, baby.